Colleen Ballinger is still lying, and it looks like she hasn't learned anything after last year's controversy. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know why I'm surprised. After Colleen had been called out for being inappropriate with her fans in private messages and in her interactions with them, as well as a myriad of other things, she later posted an apology to all of this. No. Not hi. We're not talking about hi. That was absolutely not an apology. That was just her singing about how she didn't actually do anything wrong and it's all a toxic gossip train. No, her apology came much later, and it was when she returned to YouTube. Of course, with all of the controversy going on, she decided to take a break for a little bit and step back. And she came back to YouTube with her fall vlog. This was, as you can imagine, mostly just a vlog. But she did begin the video by addressing everything and addressing the criticisms that were being made against her. Because obviously it would have been a bit weird if she didn't say anything after being gone for so long and having her last video be the hi video. Now in this, she admits that she was inappropriate sometimes. She admits that people got hurt because of her actions, and she apologizes for this.
Over the last 15 years of my career, there have been moments where I was immature and inappropriate with some of my comedy, and there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions, and because of that behavior, people got hurt, and I am so sorry.
Now, is it a perfect apology? No. And did I buy it at the time when she did this? No. It seemed really, really fake. It seemed like she was acting. And I think a lot of people felt the same way about it. And people really thought it was just her way of trying to get everybody to shut up about the controversy so she could keep posting vlogs and get the December ad revenue. A month in which I just didn't upload. It's a bad decision on my part, wasn't it? Whoops. But at least it was somewhat of an apology, and it was somewhat of an acknowledgement that she had done something wrong, which was way more than what we gotten from her before. So even if it might have been fake, it was something. I feel like I'm asking for the bare minimum here. Before we move on with the rest of the video though, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, Fume. I think the new year is a really good time to try and change some aspects of yourself for the better. Maybe try and pick up some good habits or try and be a little bit healthier. And quitting your bad habits is a pretty good New Year's resolution to have. But going cold turkey is really difficult to do. Thankfully though, there is an easier way to quit your bad habits, and I'm not talking about anything crazy here. I am talking about Fume, which is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device which look at the problem in a different way. They recognize that not everything in a bad habit is bad, so why not just get rid of the bad parts? This device has absolutely no vapor because Fume uses flavored air instead. Fume is also completely natural and uses absolutely no electronics. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural and absolutely delicious flavors. For example, they have a crisp mint flavor which is just beautiful, and another favorite is orange vanilla. And there are a load of other flavors as well that you can try depending on your preference, and to be honest, they're all great. What makes Fume so good is that it's a habit that you're free to enjoy, and it makes replacing your bad habit really easy. It fills the void in a natural and guilt-free way. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial, which is where you breathe in the air into the flavored core. And it's designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving you a lot to do with your hands, and it's really helpful for de-stressing while breaking your habit. And since I have a little bit of an issue with focus, to put it lightly, I found myself as well that having something like that to do with my hands when I'm trying to work on something and just can't focus on it really does help me stay on track. It's like the fidget toy I never had. Stopping your bad habits is something we all put off because, if we're being honest, it's difficult. But switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 150,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, so there's absolutely no reason why you couldn't be one of them. So join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. You can head to tryfume.com/VangelinaSkov or scan the QR code and use code VangelinaSkov to get 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. And the Fume Solano just launched last November, so if you want, you can upgrade the Journey Pack to the Solano to enjoy the premium walnut barrel and onyx black coated mouthpiece that has a smoother finish, and still get the 10% off. Again, that's tryfum.com and use code VangelinaSkov to save an additional 10% off your order today. Thank you so much to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get on with the rest of it.
And because of that behavior, people got hurt. and I am so sorry.
And after this, she did continue to post a lot of vlogs, a lot of stuff with her kids, which you all know, I think it's gross to use your children constantly for content. I don't like it at all. But she also had a lot of videos which had titles or thumbnails which seemed to be baiting people to click on them, to be baiting people into thinking it might be about the controversy so that they'd watch them. Because obviously, after all of this, her views have gone down. Most people who did want to watch her don't want to watch her anymore. And that's not saying she's getting no views. She's still getting good views. Don't get me wrong at all, like, the woman is doing fine. And in her comment section, you can only really see people who are happy for her to be back and engaging in a nice way and being just generally positive, because she's heavily monitoring her comment section to get rid of anything negative or anything talking about the controversy. Which, by the way, if you need a refresher on all of that, if you've forgotten bits of it, I'll leave a playlist down in the description for you to check out. I have covered quite a lot of it. And although this does mean that her comment section is somewhat fake because she's not allowing any of the negativity there, it does still mean that those people who are commenting positively are there and exist. There are people who are either completely on her side from the beginning, or people who have forgiven her and accepted her apology and decided to move on. So the only places you can see people complaining about some of her titles or her thumbnails or things that she's doing is really on Reddit or on Twitter. But then we get to Colleen's New Year's video, where she reflects on 2023, which was clearly a big year for her. She says a lot of stuff in that video about her kids and her family and being grateful, those kinds of things, the usual stuff. As well as that though, she talks a lot about how difficult 2023 was for her and that it was probably the worst year of her life. She talks about the dark times that she went through and how her kids have saved her. But one particularly interesting comment that she makes is that she says, because of what she went through in 2023, she's probably never going to trust anything that the media says again.
And yes, 2023 was not my favorite year I've ever lived, but I'm grateful for 2023 because I feel like I grew and learned more in the year 2023 than I ever have in any year of my whole life. I learned a lot about being a mom. I learned a lot about the internet. I learned a lot about myself and qualities that I don't like about myself. I learned things about myself that I do love. I learned that it's better that I'm here on this earth than not. Grateful and proud of myself for being here and for doing the fundraiser and for being the best mom that I could possibly be. I learned a lot about trust and friendships and the media. And I'm probably never gonna believe anything I read or hear in media for the rest of my life.
Now this alludes to the fact that she had a lot of mainstream media articles written about her when she was being exposed for all her wrongdoings. And those articles were absolutely not in her favour. So in this video she hasn't yet outright said it, but she's alluding to the fact that these articles were telling lies. And because they were lying about her, she won't trust the media again. And it does not end here. Because more recently, Colleen uploaded another video, and in this video she's talking about a Broadway role that she nearly got. And according to her, she ended up not getting this role because of her controversy, because it all happened at the same time. And here, following on from what she said in her New Year's video where she says she's never going to trust the media again, this time she outright says that the story was made up. That people made stuff up about her.
Last vlog that I posted before I took that long break last year was me saying, oh, I'm about to go do this big audition. I've been talking about it for like, I think weeks or months maybe even at that point. And I finally went and I did the audition, and that was where we left off. I'm a little bit sensitive about this, which is why I haven't talked about it, even though you guys have asked about it a lot, but I'll touch on it really briefly because so many people have asked about this. The audition went really well. And I was really excited about it. It was an audition for a Broadway show, and I got it, and we, had dates set, and I was really excited to go do Broadway again. And then it didn't happen. I was really sad about that, and I'm not gonna get super into it, but obviously a lot happened last year. A lot was said last year. I lost that opportunity right after a story came out about me that was just completely made up.
So we went from her saying, I know that my actions have hurt people and I'm sorry, to saying, never trusting the media again, to now saying everything's made up. How do you jump from, I recognize that I did stuff wrong and it hurt people, to, I didn't do anything wrong, the media made everything up? Either she was being disingenuous when she originally apologized and just did that so she could go making videos and have people forget about it, or she changed her mind, which to me doesn't seem likely at all. It is possible, of course, but I think the more likely answer is that she just didn't mean it when she said, I've hurt people and I'm sorry. And to be honest, probably killed her to have to say that if she didn't believe it. I'm gonna put on my little tinfoil cap for a second because I have another little itty bitty theory, which is that she kind of planned to plant these little things slowly over time so that the audience that she had left would stay on her side and more people would continue to be on her side, that she might be able to win people back by breadcrumbing these things slowly. So originally starting off by saying, I take responsibility and I'm sorry, and then slowly bringing in little bits to sway people's opinion by saying, well, the media can't be trusted. Oh, I had a really hard time. I'm actually the victim in this situation. Everything's made up. It's all made up and it's lies. And I don't know if she's going to continue with this and maybe grow it and eventually, although I think it would be a terrible move on her part, but eventually make a video saying, this was really terrible and everybody made stuff up about me and everybody be on my side again. If she did that though, I don't think that's going to go particularly well for her. And I can't imagine she would think that would go particularly well for her either, but she did upload the high video, so I guess she doesn't have a good sense of what's going to go well for her or not. It is also interesting to see that she lost the Broadway thing because of the controversy, and maybe that's one of the reasons that she's trying to get back into people's good books, beyond just wanting to upload videos and get the AdSense money, but also so that she can potentially have other opportunities like that in the future, while having a much cleaner image so that she doesn't lose the role. And when looking at the Colleen Ballinger Snark subreddit, I saw some people suggesting that maybe her high video was her response to losing the Broadway role. Because if you remember, she was so quiet for so long. It was very strange. She was completely ignoring it. And maybe that was because she didn't want to rock the boat and risk losing this role. And then it may have happened, according to this theory, that she lost the role, got really angry, snapped and made the high video because she felt like she just wanted to lash out at people. And to be honest, I do think that could be true. But does it really change anything? Not really. She still uploaded the high video, and she's still completely gone back on her apology that she eventually did make by saying it was all lies. She's completely backtracked, so she doesn't feel any remorse. And I feel like I need to point out as well that she's saying it's all lies, and I've said this in other videos, now I'm just repeating myself. We can see the things that she's done with her own eyes. We can see her bit on stage where she has young boys put their hands down her pants to get snacks. We can see what she did to Becky with the yoga pose challenge. We can see the messages that she sent to her young fans. We can see the ways that she used Adam Mcintyre and treated him very strangely, all while he was a teenager. So it just baffles me how she can say that it was a made-up story. Because what part of it was made up? What did they make up? If we can see all of this, then what part of it isn't true? And if you originally apologized when you started your fall vlog, what were you apologizing for if you're now claiming it's all made up? Just completely to nobody's surprise, Colleen Ballinger is just not taking accountability for the things that she's done, and she's continuing to lie about it and downplay it, and to be honest, I think that's how it's going to continue. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about everything we discussed here. And if you don't want to comment about that, then leave me a comment and let me know your 2024 predictions, because I kind of love seeing those on Twitter when people are like, 2024 prediction. Ariana Grande is going to drop kick a baby or something like that. I don't know, they're funny to me. Very importantly, please do subscribe. It genuinely helps me out so much if you do that. You can also turn on notifications when you're down there and follow me on social media. and VangelinaSkov everywhere. Like, comment, share, do all the things that I'm supposed to ask you to do at the end of a video, including remembering to check out Fume. You can go to tryfume.com/VangelinaSkov and use the code VangelinaSkov to get 10% off your order. Thank you again to Fume for sponsoring today's video, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!